Now, a list for, the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC, according to executives, coaches, and scouts, it got real disrespectful. Top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC, right? Jalen Hurts is not on that list at all. I know Jordan Love had a really good season, his first season, but this is his first season. I feel like he shouldn't be over Jalen Hurts. I feel like Brock Purdy, I would take Jalen Hurts over him too. I know he's been to the Super Bowl already, 2 NFC championship games, but Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, is a better quarterback. So better overall quarterback. Dak Prescott, you know how I feel about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he's going to put up numbers in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he's just as bad as the worst quarterback in the league. For some reason, just the interceptions, the turnovers, he just crumbles in the biggest moments. Jalen Hurts, we've seen him not do that. We've seen him take his team to the Super Bowl already. We've seen him outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. If he doesn't, have that fumble, the Eagles win that Super Bowl in my mind. And that, James Bradbury, defensive pass interference, that call was a little questionable. Do you make that call? Who knows? But things definitely could have gone the Eagles' way, and Jalen Hurts, we would be looking at him completely different with that Super Bowl championship. He wouldn't be getting disrespected like this. I don't care how bad of a year he had last year. I feel like that year was a lot based off, him getting banged up. He was injured a lot for most of the year. The coaching staff really didn't help him. Sirianni, Brian Johnson, I think it was more on Sirianni, but having Kellen Moore as an OC, that should improve things. Jared Goff's a good quarterback, but he's a system quarterback. He is not the guy that's going to go out and win you a Super Bowl, in my mind. He's put up some great seasons with the Detroit Lions, but Ben Johnson, that guy, is a great offensive caller. If he would have left and been a head coach somewhere else, Jared Goff, I don't think he has as good of a season without him, in my mind. Without a Sean McVay, we saw what he looked like with Jeff Fisher. I know Jeff Fisher, it's a really bad example, but Jared Goff, in my mind, he's not built with the same stuff Jalen Hurts is as a leader and as everything you need a quarterback to be. The arm is there, the talent is there. But once things get cold, we've seen the Chicago Bears have his number. We've seen, teams have his number. Matthew Stafford is the only quarterback where I'm like, all right, there's no argument. Matthew Stafford, he has the seasons, he has an elite career. He's got the Super Bowl with the Rams too, and he's continuing to play at a high level even as he's getting older. So Matthew Stafford, I think, would be the best quarterback in the NFC. Jalen Hurts is second at the lowest. People are forgetting how good he is and just the rushing ability, him as not being that pocket passer that, these other quarterbacks on the list are. He's not doing it the same. He doesn't look the same in the pocket as these guys. People are taking that as he's not as good as them, which that's not the case at all. The impact he has. Defenses would rather play Jared Goff, would rather play Brock Purdy, these other quarterbacks, than Jalen Hurts. And I know people don't like the tush push. People want that shit banned, but nobody can do it like Jalen Hurts. He's going to be able to do it without Kelsey too, I think. Cam Jurgens up that middle, Jalen Hurts, built like how he is in the legs, pause. He's going to be able to still be dynamic and still affect the game as a rushing quarterback. Him and Saquon Barkley in the backfield together, that's going to be crazy. So Jalen Hurts, all the disrespect he's getting for just one bad season, let's not forget the deal he got with the Eagles after taking that team to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is still over Jalen Hurts. People are still saying he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, and the Cowboys aren't giving him a deal. They're probably going to let him walk and some other team pay him. How does that make sense? So Jalen Hurts this year, he's going to prove all the doubters wrong. He's going to have a good season. I think he's probably one of my favorites to win MVP this year with the Saquon Barkley, with, the weapons he has with the Eagles, Kellen Moore as the OC. I think this is going to be a really good year for him and a redemption year for the Eagles team as a whole. I think they're going to be the best team in the NFC. That's just, with the defensive moves they've made, with Vic Fangio being their defensive coordinator, they're going to be back. Devin White at the linebacker position. They, retooled Jeremiah Trotter Jr. too. They're going to be back. If I had to rank top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC, Stafford at 1, Jalen Hurts at 2, Brock Purdy at 3, 4. I would go Jared Goff. Jared Goff, I got to give him some respect, for what he's done these last 2 seasons with Detroit. I'm not going to put him off the list, off the top five. And five, Jordan Love. I just hate Dak Prescott a lot. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.